What's up YouTube? Ethan from EAB Reptiles. I am here at the Maryland Reptile Expo here in Frederick. Let's see some awesome animals. Meet the lavender albino pied. This is a double recessive trait. You guys know how much I love the lavender albino gene. It's one of my favorite genes in retics. We've got a very interesting story about the lavender albino. You guys know Bob Clark in Oklahoma produced the very first albino. He produced the albino berms, the albino retics, the albino ball pythons. Not sure if he produced the albino bloods, but it wouldn't surprise me if he did. Anyways, believe it or not, the first albino retic ever had a broken back, and he bred that male. They also produced the pied, which is also in this animal. I tell you, this is such a pretty snake. You add anything else to this, the snake is going to be even more beautiful. I just love the lavender albino gene. What a way to start the Reptile Expo. Meet my new buddy here. This is Paulo. He's a snow hognose snake. These guys are native here in the U.S., to the west, to the Midwest, Minnesota, Nebraska, those areas. This is the snow. This is the albino and anerythristic, which is a double recessive trait. So it's the albino is recessive, anerythristic is recessive. So you breed those together. It's 1 out of every 16 eggs, and hognose lay 2 clutches a year, so you definitely get them in the first year. So, but this is such a beautiful snake. I tell you, snow anything is just so pretty. Just look at that color. Hey, buddy. He's like, hey, I'm so active. Leave me alone.
He's like, I wasn't active until now.
Yeah, look at this. Happens to be a file snake. These guys are native to South Africa, where you guys know how much I love to visit South Africa. You guys may have seen my playlist when I was in South Africa. You guys know my friend Rolf breeds these. They're really beautiful snakes. Now, believe it or not, these guys eat cobras, would even eat juvenile black mambas. So unfortunately, these are why they're called file snakes, because of their scales. And it's kind of like a file. This is one of my favorite snakes, because unfortunately these guys do eat other snakes, so you can't, in fact, you should not cohabitate any reptiles, except turtles and a few lizards maybe. But this is such a beautiful snake. This is not a black mamba, so if you guys see these, don't kill it. Don't kill any snakes for that matter. But this is such a, but to be honest with you, it's so cool to see one of my favorite South African snakes here in the U.S. What a beautiful monkey. Have a look at this. Come on, hold still.
You will not hold still often, so I'll pet him at least actually.
Meet Shmeko. He's a rescued leopard gecko. These guys, what happened was he was in another tank with another leopard gecko. That's why you should never cohabitate your reptiles. A lot of times they can compete for food. Of course, there are some exceptions like turtles or garter snakes, perhaps, and even monkey-tailed skinks. Only animals for the exception, but this guy was very underweight. He came in as a rescue. So if you ever have reptiles, do not cohabitate. Again, Jen's Uncommon Critters here in Frederick. Looking to adopt, make sure you reach out to them. This is such a cool animal. Meet Buddy. He's my new buddy here. Hey, buddy. This is a Argentine black and white tego. Just look at how cool that face is. He looks like a bulldog almost. I've showed him a bunch of times. That's why I always say, when you buy a reptile, always do your homework. And this guy, he was in a bad condition, poor housing. He even ate French fries, believe it or not. And that's why you should not feed any reptiles processed food. No American cheese, no fries, any of that stuff.
The closest thing a reptile should be eating the processed food is a product called reptilinks.
Yeah, probably reptilinks only, but
yeah.
Other than that, you shouldn't know. That's why, and look at how docile he is. I love tegus. Also, one of the reasons I want to show off the tegu is, you know, U.S. like Florida is fighting for the rights of Florida residents. You're not allowed to have tegus in Florida, which is really unfortunate. Guys like Ryan and Underground Reptiles makes his living from tegus, and that's why I'm going to put a link for U.S. Ark Florida in the description. I'm going to put a link for Jen's Critters information in the description. Show them some love. Show U.S. Ark some love. Let's see what else we can see here. Bye, bud. This happens to be a Nelson's milk snake, T-positive albino. Head's splashed. The albino is recessive. You guys know these guys remind me so much of the coral snake. You guys know the wives' tale. Red touches yellow, kills a fellow. Red touches black is a friend of Jack. This is such a beautiful snake. You guys actually will eat coral snakes. Could eat coral snakes, believe it or not. And the reason they called milk snakes is because they used to live in the barns, and the farmers believed they would eat the milk and drink the milk from the cows. Do not feed any of your snakes milk. Do not give them milk. But anyways, back onto this guy. This guy is such a cool snake. So if you guys see these guys in Central America, know that if red touches black is a friend of Jack. And plus the coral snakes have more bands than a milk snake. But truth be told, this is such a beautiful snake. Alright, so this happens to be an ivory blood python. You guys know I love blood pythons. Some people call them blood pythons because of the coloring. Some people say they like to draw blood, which is really unfortunate because a lot of times they get the bad rap of being mean, nasty, aggressive snakes. But this guy, just look at him. He's docile. With my arm right here, I'm not getting bitten. Look at how docile he is. See, my hand is right there. Usually these guys would lunge back and bite. Oftentimes when they strike, they kind of remind me of a gaboon, a really big gaboon or a viper or whatever. But the truth is, you guys want a blood python, there really are more intermediate snakes before you get into the boa constrictor. So this is the bridge between the ball python and the boa constrictor. Have a look at him. It's like, eh. Now the ivory is a super form of matrix. So this is kind of like the ivory ball python, sorry. These guys used to be quite expensive, but this is such a beautiful snake. Look at him.
He's got a little bit of age on him.
Yeah. Meet my new little buddy. This is Zeus. He happens to be a crested gecko. You guys know how much I love crested geckos. This is probably, I'd say, tied in first place for the best pet gecko with leopard geckos. These guys don't require UVB. These guys are nocturnal. These are also called eyelash geckos. And you guys know the story of the crested gecko. Believe it or not, they were extinct until 1994 when two researchers went to New Caledonia. They discovered a small population and they said, you know what, let's export them. And now thanks to the pet trade, the crested gecko you can find in almost any collection across the country. I've seen a bunch in South Africa. There are a bunch in Europe, Canada, you name it. So you guys want a cool gecko? The crested gecko could be for you. Look at how beautiful he is.
Yeah, and he's starting to develop those yellows.
Meet my new little buddy here. This is Legend. He's a Leachianus gecko. This is the largest gecko species in the world. Just like the crested gecko, these guys are from New Caledonia. However, leechies are not for beginners. I recommend you have, these are more intermediate, I'd say. So this is like the bridge before you get into like tokays. Of course, these are not nearly as mental as tokays, but they're more docile. But I tell you, if you ever go to New Caledonia and you walk around, you could walk by, I don't know, maybe 100 leechies and crestas without even knowing it. I love these guys. These guys are omnivores like crestas. They would eat fruit, nectar, and insects. Gotta feed them live though, you gotta dust them up. But anyways, this is such a cool gecko. Let's see what else we can see here. Meet my new little buddy. His name is Azula. He's a red monster bearded dragon. He's not a monster, he's really docile. He's just chilling right now. We just interrupted his nap. He's like, hey, I was taking a nap. What are you doing? Go away. Sorry, buddy. You're gonna be famous. You're gonna be on my channel now. You guys know how much I love bearded dragons. This is the #1 pet lizard in the world. These guys are so docile compared to a bearded dragon, compared to a green iguana, of course. But you know, the thing I like about bearded dragons is moms like them because they encourage the kids to eat their veggies. He's like, hey, get that camera out of my face, go away. Anyway, he's a cool animal. I love bearded dragons. So you guys want a pet lizard? A bearded dragon is the #1 pet lizard in the world, in my opinion. So if you guys want a pet, a bearded dragon could be for you. Hey, buddy. Another one of my favorite snakes. This is just the classic piebald ball python. It looks like it's high white. You guys know how much I love piebald berms, piebald rocks, piebald retics. I love anything that's piebald. Brian, I'm like you.
This is one of my first favorite snakes.
This is such a beautiful snake. Have a look at him.
For sure.
Hey, sweetheart. Meet my new female friend here. This is a Enchi, Orange Dream, Pastel, Spider, Yellow Belly. You guys know how much I love Yellow Belly. Pastel and Lesser are the perfect example. This is like the perfect enhancing snake. You guys know I love Yellow Belly. You guys know the Yellow Belly. When you breed it together, you got the ivory. For all you Patriots fans, Chad Brown used to play for the Patriots, played for the Seahawks. He bought an ivory ball python, which is a super form of Yellow Belly, from Peter Call here in Maryland for $125,000. Again, Patriots fans. Anyways, I tell you, you add fire to this, the snake's going to be even more beautiful. But I tell you, this snake is beautiful in its own right. I hope to get one of these soon. You know, I'm trying to get, as soon as I get some funding, I'm going to be buying a bunch of ball pythons, definitely. But just look at how beautiful she is. He's like, hey, get that camera out of my face. Of course you can't, sweet. All right, meet my new little buddy here. This is a pastel, firefly, spot-nose firefly Enchi. So the firefly is a pastel fire. So you guys know how much I love pastel. This is when you guys showed the pastel lesser combination with another snake recently. Oh, this is a pastel fire. So the fire is linked to the black-eyed leucistic, the black-eyed. The lesser is linked to the blue-eyed leucistic. This guy is about to take a pop at my camera. I can tell he's about to take a pop. Buddy, I'm not going to hurt you. Now the thing I like about Enchi, it really gives a cool pattern. You guys know, Enchi gene was founded in Sweden by Swedeballs. Pastel was Greg Graziani, and we got the fire, I think, was produced in the UK. But anyway, this is such a beautiful snake. Look at how beautiful he is. Hey, you want to take a pop at my camera? reach out to these guys if you guys want any information. Boa constrictors here. Have a look at how beautiful they are. How big and chunky they are. Beautiful boas. Meet my new buddy. This is a banana clown ball python. You guys know how much I love bananas. You guys know the story of the banana. Believe it or not, it was originally thought of as a caramel albino, but instead, nobody wanted to take a chance on it. But Will Slough bought it, and he proved it out to be a co-dominant trait. Just have a look. Now, this is with the clown. So you guys know how much I love clown ball pythons. They're truly cool snakes. This is such a cool snake. Look at him. He's just chilling. He's so docile. That's the thing I like about ball pythons. You know, you can sit on your movie. You can watch a movie with them. Just have them on your lap. But anyways, beautiful snake. Let's see what else we can see here. Cool snake. Hey, buddy. I forgot him. Have a look at this monkey. This happens to be a pure diamond python, Morelia spheloides. These guys, a lot of times, diamond pythons that are in the US, a lot of times have jungle blood or coastal blood, but this is the pure diamond python. I love these guys. Believe it or not, these guys actually get darker in the winter to absorb more heat, but these guys are actually native to Australia, just like the bearded dragons I showed. Unfortunately, we are not going to get any albino diamonds in the US anytime soon, because I'm sure there are a bunch in Australia, but they actually have pure localities there too, which is unfortunate for us because, you know, there's no export out of Australia these days, which is really sad. But this is such a beautiful snake. I just love that diamond pattern. Look at him right there. Hey, buddy. He's like, you disturbed my sleep. Go away. I want to sleep. What's this? There's a new branch here. Let me check it out. But anyway, look at him right there. All right, here we got a caiman lizard. These guys are related to tegus, but unlike tegus, these guys are 100% carnivorous. These guys do eat snails. So you got to feed them snails. Occasionally insects and mice, but mostly snails. You got to chop them up. So
Freeze-dried crow.
And crow as well. Freeze-dried crow, cool. Now these guys, the reason they're called caiman lizards because I really like their backs there. It kind of reminds me of a caiman. The caimans would have the same backs like this, but honestly, these guys are known to be quite cantankerous from time to time. So that's why we're not going to pull them out. I want to get tagged. And they get 4 foot long. Doesn't get out, but not nearly as easy to tame as a tegu. But anyway, you guys do need to have a big enclosure. These guys are aquatic, so you gotta have a filtration system like an aquarium. Anyways, this guy is so cool. So what else we can see here? What a cute little monkey, as Brian used to say. Here we got a hypo-cal king. These guys are native to California, the last snake I'm gonna show. These guys are native, like I said, native to California. These guys are the same family of milk snakes. They usually call these king snakes because, believe it or not, these guys eat rattlesnakes, which is pretty cool. These guys love to eat other snakes. Eat corn snakes from time to time, garter snakes, copperheads. But in captivity, they eat mostly rodents, but you can't feed them stillborn snakes if you guys are obvious breeders and you guys have stillborns. You guys feed them to your king snakes. This is such a beautiful snake. I love king snakes. Let's end this video. Have a good night. God bless. Let's go Pens.